Right now, we have the best mob we ever had because the riders get along really well. We miss Cappy for sure, but when he's back, they're super good with each other. They have fun. The staff is super good. And then we have this double header in Ludenville. Now we have Leo again. We have the Enduro guys there. It's even crazier. So more people, more character, different characters, and they are great. So yeah, fuck, that's sick.
Geil. Geil, das ist super geil.
Having expectations for me personally into the season, of course, and as well expectation as a team and as a company, YT. We want to continue where we have just started over the last 3 years. We grew a lot, and the focus from enduro shifting as well more into the downhill and keeping the team together and building up that team strength. I think preparation is the basic you have to do. I want to make sure for myself that everything is smooth, that everyone can operate as good as possible. This leads into the best performance of every person involved here. And this, hopefully at the end, goes into the focus of an athlete, into his best race result. And with that, we are building up to hopefully one day becoming Team of the Day. And this is nothing we have ever achieved before. So this is, of course, a major goal for all stakeholders, I would say. Basically, I start working on a new season with the release of a calendar, which was last year at the race in Mons N. So I'm looking into the calendar, into the venues, reaching out to hotels we're having already, and getting a rough plan, a rough idea. After this, it's talking to partners and sponsors, material planning. So we had a very long off season, but it's always tight at the end, and time is running out because you have new product to allocate, new product to test, and trying for the best optimization.
First of all, maybe just do a recap of the season you had and all the stuff that happened. Then normally, yeah, you get all the old parts like inventory, see what's there, and then you start to get new orders in, working with team manager Gunnar, speaking about what we can improve, what else, new stuff could we try, test. And this year we had just a few weeks because we went to South Africa for the team camp. And even after team camp, there's still always stuff to do. Preparation for races, putting stuff into the cars, and then you have testing of maybe new parts, suspension, frames, whatever, testing, get to the athletes, ride with them, go there, test stuff, or just have bike time.
Viel Spaß euch diese Woche.
Okay, danke Gunnar. Danke. Und wo sehen wir uns? Dann die Woche vor Polen hast du wieder, oder?
Yeah. Time is always a rare good because a day just is having 24 hours. It's not just that you can work everything from your desk, especially if you need to get material sourced. It depends on the manufacturing plans. So you're depending on others. And this is sometimes the most critical part.
We, as a race team, are spoiled with parts. It's the truth. Maybe someone says, oh, it's not like this, but seriously, it's like this. For example, we go every race weekend a new chain. So that's 10, 11 races with World Champs. That's 11 chains alone for the race bike for one rider. What a normal rider would run the whole season or even longer. Hundreds of brake pads, I would say. At least everyone has 20 to 30 pairs of brake pads. Yeah, and then derailleurs. Normally they hold up pretty well, but once you just knock it or something, you swap it. It's not like you try to bend it back or something, it goes off, new one on. The tires we ordered for this season with Casper now in the team with 4 riders is almost 1,000. For sure it's more than we would ever use, but you have to have them in stock for, you never know what conditions you have or you will get. And then for a race run, you don't use a used tire. Yeah, that's what I do, is just a morning practice, fresh set of tires, 2-3 runs, then they are ridden in and they will work for the race run, quali run. And then you could run them for training, for example. But yeah, next race run, next quali run, fresh set of tires. So we go through a lot of parts, and that's why we need a lot of parts.
having these two teams and building them is of course something where as well I have learned over the last 2 years to hand over responsibilities. I cannot be in charge for everything, so we need to have like people who are in charge for different areas. That means Daniel taking more the role of enduro and being more there in charge and being the go-to person. It is Patrick for the downhill team, of course, with material management, and it helps him as well to structure and prepare his work, and as well knowing what's going on for the others.
Patrick does a lot of work behind the scenes, that's for sure. Although he doesn't seem patient, he is patient. He's very well organised, and ultimately he's kind as well. Yeah, I feel a little bit bad for him because he does live the closest to the HQ and does a lot of the logistics. Even when things just dumped or like delivered on the ground, he's the one to like sort it all, make sure it's there and put it away properly.
Yeah, we have 2 big rows, 4 stories, 50 meters, and then we separate between enduro team and downhill team.
I might not be there for 8 weeks or in the off season even longer. I think all of us mechanics are grateful, just some are better to show it than others.
Yeah, they're not pretty anymore. I mean, they weren't before, but
I don't get sick of Patrick, even when he's grumpy, so I just ignore him. I find it super easy. I get grumpy too, so I just hope he ignores me.
Yeah, I'm getting angry all the time. I'm German. I'm a super emotional, angry, moody guy. I know that. I don't even know if it's my limit, if it's not my limit, because that's what I mean. It's just I have to go through anyway. There is no I just sit here now and then I'm gonna cry and someone's gonna do it. It's just, yeah, maybe it's my limit. Maybe I'm super annoyed. Maybe I'm super moody. But he doesn't have to do it anyway. And I'm fucking doing it.
was ist denn mit den scheiß Reifen jetzt?
There's something about Patrick I don't get yet. Lots of tattoos, military, doesn't drink, quite straight. In a funny way, it feels like he's hiding something, but I don't know what it is. And he probably isn't, but that's just the kind of vibe you can get. Same as Gunnar, to be fair. He's like rock vibe, tattoos, doesn't drink. There's something sneaky there.
At the end, we're all having our nature, how we do things and how we look into things. And sometimes we cannot stop working because we just continue thinking, and he's one of these guys, same like me. And he's living that 24/7. I mean, he's a brain if it goes to mountain bike and everything, and he's like an encyclopedia. And I really love and enjoying working with him.
I'm just here to not get fined. Yeah, we're in the process of getting everything ready. It might be tight, but we will make it for sure. We have to. There's no other way around it. To be fair, it never stops. So once the the season ends, the preparation for the next season starts. So there's no real downtime. When did we start? Off season. November.
Off-season.
October. November.
October.
Since November. October.
Just straight after Monsenent.
Probier mal den. Oh, der ist auch scheiße.
Right.
Den anderen hinten gelassen.
But you look happy with the state you're in, is that true?
You asking me or
Happy
MJ?
and optimistic, motivated for the season?
Yeah, of course. Can't wait. When all this stuff is done and we go racing, then the fun part starts. Not this stuff here. This stuff is not fun. It's just necessary, but no fun at all.
How much necessary evil is in front of you right now?
Too much. So much. Like so much. Now we're getting there. It's we are on the Zielgerade. What is it called in English? I can't
There's a
tell.
light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, there's a small light at the end of the tunnel.
Hast du jetzt welche? Oder?
The most stressful weeks, days is before the first race, because you have to think about so much stuff. Our 4 mechanics, we just try to get a base stock. Everyone has the same, and then we just, after races, we do like an inventory, see, oh, what did I need, what have I used, what have I broken, and then we restock for the next races. The schedule is pretty good because normally we only do 2 races in a row, then it's an off week where we can get this stuff sorted and then we go racing again.
Everyone is just like focusing on his own work, and at the end a lot goes together, like treatment plannings for a physio, the grocery shopping, and everyone needs to get to fit in one schedule, and it's not anyone else's responsibility to look at the end left and right. It's just their dedication, their focus on what is their responsibility. It's my planning ahead to see that everyone is having the space and time to do his work.
I mean, it's the best job in the world for me. Even as a normal bike mechanic, for me personally, it's more than a job. It's passion, it's hobby, it's everything. With all its pros and all its cons, but this job in particular is not just a job. Even if I'm full-time employed by YT Industries, I work full-time for the mob, especially. So we do way more than just 11 weeks a year, for sure.
Sometimes from outside perspective, it feels like we're always going on vacation. It's not the case, it's 50% vacation. 7 days from Monday to Monday, we plan our trips. There's not much space for yourself. And at the end, it's the team decision who will be together. It's not like you pick your friends and you're on a trip with friends. And of course, this will by nature cause conflicts. But I'm really happy with that we don't have these conflicts. We don't really see them. This makes me really proud of everyone in the team.
Definitely needed a physio the last few races. Eva's been amazing, helping keep me in one piece there, and yeah, the same for Jen, slaving over the stove all day for us. Man, at a double header, it's crazy busy for them guys with, 4 downhill races and 2 enduro races.
Eva is now for us for the 2nd year. She's a physiotherapist, and that's where she started last year. But as well, between the races, assisting me with logistic bookings, like being in touch with accommodation, flight plannings and all this. So I can pass some topics over to her that we can tackle together.
So much more behind the scenes what needs to be done, and that means a lot to me actually. They're gonna give that trust to me, to a person who's not out of the industry.
Being a positive person makes her really fit. I mean, everyone in that team is really positive, and the contribution to go for the best.
I think you have to be able to adapt a lot to each athlete. Not only physically, it's also mentally. How do you need to catch them and get into the right mood in your hour, what you have together? What can you talk about, what not? How do they act and react in race situations? Everyone is super different in that. And I think just to take everyone individually is the key point.
For me, it honestly feels like finally being home. It's been a long time coming. 3 years ago, I nearly made the decision to go to YT already. And I knew this is gonna be the place I will be one day. And now finally it happened. And I feel like the crew since the last couple of years even got better and better, and now the big truck and just the whole support is insane. So yeah, it's definitely a place to be for me.
It's not only to have like a big truck, big tent, a barista that makes you coffee and all that stuff. I think it's the whole package. And I think you have to find this balance of being a super loose team and having fun. And then when it counts, you have to be on point, professional. Makes sense to have a physio, makes sense to have a lines coach. Makes sense to have, like we have an office with a big TV where you can go watch GoPros, just close the door in an Acon and just relax, for example, before your race run. I don't think it's necessary, but it definitely helps to perform on a different level. I'm not ranching for Sean Ahern anymore, but for Andreas Korb. I like it so far. Awesome character, good all-around guy, nice to work with, super funny, super relaxed, super professional at the same time, knows what he wants, always keen to improve and progress. Yeah, you just have to be a bit of a bond, and it makes it easier for both of them. I wouldn't say it's a symbiosis, but it has to be a team in a team. I think it's not a must, but it makes it easier, especially for the rider, if he knows, okay, you can trust his mechanic, that he will always give him a bike that works and won't fall apart. I think it's a big thing, and trust is a big topic. The bike you give them has to work. It's not only, it has to come down, it has to perform, and it should perform on a level that you can win this race. But I'm not doing it for results. I'm doing it for the athletes.
Patrick's super easy. He's like such a nerd when it comes to details. He looks so close on the bike, like every little scratch he's like, oh, what happened? Did you crash there or did you hit something? He's like, literally every little scratch, he sees it. Yeah, since the first day I'm working with him, I'm like, yeah, I fully trust him. There's definitely not a single thing I'm doubting that he's doing something wrong or anything.
I always want to be prepared. It should be always the same level. I'm not, this week I'm more prepared than the other week. So my aim is, or my goal is to be the 100%, the least that I do every race, any race, everywhere.
You can see he's been in the military. He's very structured, but that's what I like, especially because he's working on my bike and the brakes need to be good and everything else. So I'm a big fan of this. And also I think he's just very easy to work with. Spontaneous as well. If I need something from him, he's there straight away. Yeah, you can have such a good laugh with him as well. For me, I always need like a solid start to the season to have the confidence. And if you start to bring results, get another result, another one, it's like the confidence is just growing with it and with it and with it. But it's also a dangerous position to be in. Like, if you get too confident and you start to don't care about the small things anymore, that's why it's getting really dangerous. So you always need to be in the middle. But I think the goal for the season is to win a World Cup again. It's been nearly 2 years since my win in Leogang, so I'm frothing to get back to the top step. And also World Champs is a big target for me this year. It's a sick track which suits me, and yeah, still chasing those stripes.
You are with them at the start gate and you probably the last one to give them a fist and say, good luck, see you at the bottom, Kette rechts. I think it's special. It's cool. It's a cool thing about this job. It's not like only being in the pits. The actually race is, I think, the best thing about the job anyway. Especially with a new bike, race bike, the first training run is always the most stressful because you don't know if you did your job properly and will the bike hold up. And once quali and race day, it's, for me, it's the most relaxed. I don't know why, because it's for them probably the most stressful thing. But I know, okay, I've done my job. He has his bike. Sehr gerne. Up to you now. I'm done.
Danke, Mann.
Fetz. Wir sehen uns unten. You have lifetime? Sick. Sick.
If you're 100% prepared, like you've done everything perfectly in the off season, your expectations are really high, I would say. I've had that in the past, and I also delivered in the past when this came in, but it's a dangerous position because if it doesn't work out, then you start to doubt yourself and did I do something wrong? And now with like coming in with an injury, new team, new everything, it's like, well, if I'm not fully there straight away, I'm still happy because I know it's gonna come.
Andy on track now, Andy on track now. Top position.
The team dynamic within the riders is pretty good at the moment. Like having Andy on the team is definitely a big and positive change for everyone, I guess. It's cool to have someone that's a bit, you know, he's mature. He's the oldest one in the team and he's super dedicated, he's super professional, he's always doing his warm-up, he has a cool mindset and he wants to do well. I think it's important to have someone there who knows what he wants, but can also have a bit of fun.
I always make fun about it, yeah, trust the process, la 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 la. But in the end, it's true. If you do your work the whole winter, if you do your work every week, every day, that's the process, and it's gonna make you work. It's gonna make you nearly like luckier because you have done everything possible. And if you trust into yourself and just do what you do, that's when it happens. It all just comes down to be in the moment, ride and enjoy it.
Der Downhill oder dieser Radsport ist eine große Familie. Klar gibt es die Konkurrenz untereinander, aber die Konkurrenz ist nie so zu spüren wie bei anderen Sportarten. Weil ich sehe es bei uns im Zelt, wir haben ständig Gäste von anderen Mannschaften, trinken einen Kaffee, haben nette Gespräche und lachen miteinander. Also das denke ich schon, dass das ein großes Zusammenhalten ist. Ich muss feststellen, unser Team ist an für sich sehr aufgeräumt. Also da gibt jeder alles, um seinen Mann zu stehen. Und ich gebe mir mal Mühe, auch pünktlich zu den Orten hinzukommen, wo die Rennen stattfinden.
Everyone's performance and job is in the spotlight in a different moment, but then I picture a team that's cheering that person when it's in the spotlight. It doesn't matter if it's like Harry driving the truck, like we're all grateful that he's driving the truck in that moment because otherwise the truck wouldn't be here.
We look pretty professional, but sometimes we still need to figure out how to do it and work inside a little bit better and have a good vibe and not take it too serious sometimes, I would say. Yeah, maybe it's a bit too German sometimes. Maybe we need some more Austrians or I don't know, more British people. A bit more fun humor would be nice, but you have to cut that out.
Maybe some personalities could loosen up every now and then, but then some should maybe tighten up a little bit every now and then, you know? I think it's a healthy mix of people, and you gotta have some structure, and you need someone who's like telling someone to get his shit done, but then you also need someone who's telling you to relax at times and don't think this is the most important task in the world right now. So I think a good mix, with a bit of German spice, it's not too bad.
Ich bin stolz, diese Leute alle kennengelernt zu haben. Die haben mein Leben richtig nochmal bereichert im Alter und machen mich sogar noch ein bisschen jünger, wie ich bin, weil es ist einfach so, wie es ist. Die Umgebung formt den Menschen.
Raucht der einen Joint oder was ist? Ja, Mann, ich dachte mir die ganze Zeit, ich riech das nach Gras. Ja, ich war dort. What the fuck?
There are 20 people behind me and having expectations. Of course, there's some pressure, but as well as a self-chosen pressure, and I do like it. That's why I'm doing it. I would just hope that everyone strives to be a better person tomorrow than he was today, and this is maybe my philosophy. And maybe do my job, whatever I do, tomorrow a little bit better than I did today.
It's try and error in life, in racing and everything. And from making mistakes, you learn the most, hopefully, if you're wise enough. And I want to beat myself and better myself, essentially. That's the motivation for each training session. Because if you don't do it for that, what else would you do it for? Because even a win on the highest level is going to fade off at some point.
I think I do feel pressure, especially it's such a big team. I think there's nothing bigger you can go. There's 3-4 teams like the YT Mob out there. But I also think it's a good thing. It's not like, oh yeah, here, I've signed with the biggest team, there's no pressure, I can do whatever I want, everything is nice. Obviously there is pressure, I gotta perform, there's so many young kids out there which want to be in my spot, they want my seat, and I know that, and I'm gonna fight for this seat for a long time. Dude, I fully looked at them. I thought they coming in.
Yeah, I heard it when they just went on and said, no, please no.
They were probably like, holy fuck, this guy's on a run, the chances are big.
Yeah, but there was a moment I said, nah, please don't do it, like red flag, rerun or something.
Yeah.
But then I saw you continue, so oh, fine, and I went on, watched it.
Das war schon so ein kleiner Moment, so ey, das geht doch. Also
ja, dann bist du schon direkt wieder raus aus dem Fokus.
Geiler sein können auf jeden Fall, aber nein, ich war auf jeden Fall da und ist gut. Es kommt schon.
Ich hab's vorhin schon gesagt, was die meisten halt, glaube ich, vergessen, weil es halt immer so nah dran ist. Ich meine, das ist ein neues Team, neues Fahrrad, ne?
Ja, fix.
Du musst halt echt mal da... Das vergisst mir mal leicht und denkt mir so, oh, wie schade, aber das ist halt...
Polen Crash, Ludenwil 12., jetzt 8.
Ich weiß gerade sagen, echt geiler
Ich war richtig motiviert, also war echt geil.
Ach nee, echt? Das ist mir gar nicht aufgefallen.
Ich bin immer noch motiviert. I feel like so many athletes say that I'm better when there's pressure on me, but I think for me it's true. The most important thing is for me that the team is not putting like directly pressure on you. It's like Gunnar is not the guy who's coming to me like, oh, you need to perform this weekend. And also from the outside, the fans hyping me up, I think that's quite good because it's just sick to be in this position.
You like that shit, dude? I've got that thing fully tucked now. Because if you put it in the normal mount, it hangs down to about there, and you can see it. So we've got on the mods, and that is tight, dude. I can't see shit. Like, I can't see the GoPro, I mean.
Preparation obviously helps you have less pressure if you're coming into a race knowing that you've done everything you can, but for how good I've been in the past, I've always struggled to back myself and really trust in myself. I need to see a result or something to believe it, which is still crazy. I've been racing for 14 years now, World Cup, and it doesn't get any easier. I feel like it's harder once you're going for wins and stuff. I feel like the last 2 years, I've been a bit more just worried about the results and how stuff's gonna play out. I need to get back to winning, I need to get back to this. But this year I've kind of just let it go a bit and I've been just having a good time with Texie. The first race, nearly won, had a little crash, kind of threw it away on the second day, all good. Poland, gets second, back up on the podium, stoked. Got absolutely flexed in Ludenville. I'm in a hospital thinking the season's over. Then I come good for Leogang last minute and I go pretty well there, but then I'm like, damn, I just missed the podium. It's just a never-ending roller coaster and it's hard for me to deal with. Gunnar's this has got to be one of the best team managers I've ever had. He treats us like humans and cares about us as people. It's human and person first and then athlete second. At the end of the day, it's business, but some managers, they just don't care about you. My contract year, this year, there is, I wouldn't say pressure, but just stress of the future. I've got nothing for next year and I've got a life outside of racing that I need to think of as well. So yeah, there's just always a bit of stress in the back of your mind, but it's not to perform, it's just the unknown.
I try to get rid of all the pressure I can, because when I ride best is when I'm most relaxed, happy, chill, and just mentally free. It's maybe not pressure, but nervous. But everyone's going to be nervous, it's normal to be nervous, and it's a case of how do you turn that nervousness into motivation or confidence to ride good. And if you're not nervous, that's going to be a bad thing. To be ready for I suppose a World Cup season, obviously there's a lot that goes in behind the scenes. Just to have good structure and consistency, I think, is the key. One other new thing that I've brought into my off-season training this year was a sports psychologist. And I think it helps to try and make yourself a better rider or a better racer and just look for that little mini second wherever you can.
Got a little bit too greedy, wasn't patient enough. More patience needed.
It wouldn't take much to get inside the top 5 in the overall. So if I could finish the end of the year in top 5 overall, another podium, and it'd be nice to get on top of the podium in America. The YT mob is definitely a family. Everyone's pretty close. Everything is getting more dialed every year, which is helping. I've worked with Gunnar since 2022 now, George since 2023, so I've had great results with George, never had any issues. George almost knows what he needs to change before asking me, which takes one less thing that I have to worry about or be nervous about out of my head. But then at the same time, it's nice to go to people that I'm really close with and to relax at the end of a practice day, to completely chill out and completely forget about anything that's going on. So I just have to switch it on when I need to switch it on, which is what I'm good at.
It's an amazing team. Such a cool atmosphere. We share a lot of stuff which is off riding topics, and yeah, we just joke around, have a good time, I don't know, hit the river, doing stuff normal people do. And that's super important, I think, for all athletes, especially on that level, to like disconnect from that high performance environment every now and then. And I feel like we got a good group of people to do that together and yeah, just have good times as a team.
I feel like pressure can help you to stay focused, to remember yourself why you're actually doing it, and also to be in that zone to not do anything stupid and get hurt. But then also there can be pressure that can put you off, can get you in the wrong headspace, can make you feel sad. And I think it's with everything, like you need to find the right way of how to deal with it. All the women, they give 110%, and we're all within the same time now. Like everyone is going fast, everyone has skills, everybody looks good on the bike. And now I need to find my kind of special skills again to like be a little bit better than the rest. And yeah, it's a good eye-opener. It's not that I chilled over the winter, but I definitely didn't expect everyone going that much faster. When I did not win, I did have some weird thoughts in my head, like, oh, now I actually get quite a lot of money off my sponsors and I'm not even winning. Like, I was questioning myself and my worth within the bike industry. But then at the same time, it's like, well, if I look back at my results that I already achieved in my career, and I'm only 23 years old, I think it's quite okay what I get paid now. And it's also a risk of the sponsors to pay athletes that much money. So I don't need to feel bad because it's like gambling. And I'm definitely here to win more races. I'm not here to chill just because I have a good contract. Yeah, the pressure is coming all from myself. Actually, it's cool to be in a different position than in the previous years. Like the last 2 years I was the hunted. This year I feel like I'm chasing the others. I love the way of like progressing, doing better and better and better, and being every time a little bit closer to the win, but then still not winning. So I feel like after Val di Sole, like I was close to finally maybe win. So I'm excited. Like I was quite stoked with a second place and feeling that happiness again, but also feeling the fire again and feeling the motivation to actually finally want to win again is back. And I feel like I'm enjoying racing again. I feel like downhill racing did change, especially in women's racing. All the girls who are racing in the top 10, they're all in big factory teams. There are no more excuses for anyone because everyone is a professional athlete nowadays, and it wasn't like that the previous years. And I feel like with having more races, it's also kind of, okay, who can manage the energy level the best, who can stay healthy over the whole season, who can recover the quickest. And it's that tight, and there's always new winners. Like looking at the winners this season, it's pretty cool to see. And I mean, that's how it should be. That's what we all dreamed of, and now it's here. I've always been in the mix over the last 5 years. So I feel like it's one of my strengths that even if I'm not winning every weekend, I'm always up there, and I hope I can continue to do so, and yeah, just have fun and don't do anything stupid, I guess.